What does a good NEBOSH exam answer look like? If you're watching this video on the Compassa e-learning platform, right down below, you've got a load of tutorials that are going to teach you how to write a good exam answer. And we've got some exam masterclasses as well, which I highly recommend that you watch to see the process in action. But before we get into the detail of that, I thought it would be useful to just show you what a good answer looks like, because here is the standard that I want you to aim towards. I want you to try to produce something that at least looks like this. Here we have a legal exam question, and this is for the UK National General Certificate. But the international students can get an almost identical question referring to different law. So IGC students, this applies to you too. The organisation has general duties as the employer to their employees under Section 2 of the Health and Safety at Work, etc. Act 1974. Comment on how these duties may have been breached. 10 marks. And then we have a stem which says, note, you should support your answer, where applicable, using relevant information from the scenario. Now, in the steps that I've outlined, the 12 steps to exam success, I'm going to show you how to answer that, but let's just show you what a good answer would look like. So here it is. Take a good look at that. And I'm going to point out what's good about it. So the first thing that's good about it is that we have 12 different little answers that are made. 12. Now, why is that important? Well, it's because it's a 10-mark question, and we should always try to give more answers than there are marks available. Because say if our first 2 or 3 or 4 answers are incorrect, giving some more answers gives us a chance to get a better result, maybe even to get full marks. So we should always write more answers than there are marks available. Notice the length of the answers as well. Here we've got about 2.5 lines, got 2 lines, 2 lines, 2 and a bit lines, 2.5 lines, 2 and a bit, 2, 2, 2 and a bit, 2, yeah, and so on, yeah. We need to aim to write about 2 to 3 lines per answer that we're giving. So we're going to give a number of separate answers, each one making its own separate point, and we're going to try and write that out and explain it in 2 to 3 lines. Just to be clear, NEBOSH are not counting your words. NEBOSH are not counting the number of lines that you write. No examiner is going to read your answer, which is correct and a good answer, and then say,
no, they've not written it in 2.5 lines as specified in the guidance, therefore I shall not award this mark.
No examiner saying that. If it's a correct answer, if it's on the marking scheme, if it demonstrates the necessary level of understanding, you'll get that mark, and it doesn't really matter if you've written it in 1 line or 10 lines. But this advice that I'm giving you is just merely advice. In my opinion, 2 to 3 lines means that you have enough room to make your point and explain your point, and maybe chuck in an example from the scenario as is requested by this question. It says you should support your answer where applicable, using relevant information from the scenario. It's very difficult to make a point and explain your point and use some relevant information without at least writing 2 lines. You might find that you write 3 lines, 4 lines, especially if you add in extra examples of things to support your point. And that's okay, you're allowed to do that, and I would even encourage you to do that where that is appropriate. Notice also how each paragraph is numbered. We've got 1, 2, and 3 because we are using the numbered bullet point function on our Word document here. And again, a NEBOSH examiner is not going to deduct marks because you haven't numbered them. You don't have to number them. It's just some advice that I'm giving you because this helps you keep track of how many points you have made. It just means you don't have to count them. That's all. So you're aiming to do more than 10, and it just saves you a bit of time because you don't have to count them. That's all. Now that's what a good answer looks like. And we haven't even gotten into the detail of what it actually says. Just because it looks good doesn't mean it's correct. It could all be wrong still. But me as an examiner, when I look at that, I go, okay, this person has applied some good exam technique. This is going to be very easy to mark. I'll very quickly be able to see if this is correct or not correct. Here we've got some bad technique. Now what's good about it is that it is numbered and we've got a number of separate points being made, but it really does lack any real explanation. It's basically just chucking in just a couple of words and then some very, very brief notes as to what's going on in the scenario there. I think this is not an answer. This is an answer plan. An answer plan, basically a list of things the student wants to make. It's not a full answer. If you study step 7 of our 12 steps to exam success, you'll you'll see that talks about creating an answer plan. And this looks like an answer plan which has not been written out in full. Hey, sorry to interrupt. If you're regretting your choice of course provider and you'd wish you studied with me instead, there's no problem. You can. Why don't you head over to Google right now and Google Compassa Rescue. Search for that and go to our Rescue package. This is available for both international and national General Certificate students. Perhaps your course is expired. Perhaps you've failed one of the assessments and you don't know what to do next. Perhaps you're just not happy with the level of teaching or support you're getting from your course provider. In that case, come check out the Rescue package and click on Apply Now. We will offer you a very, very special discount so that you can get access to our full General Certificate course with all of my tutor support, all of our mock exam support, NG2, IG2 project support, all of our video tutorials, study books, PDF guides. You will get everything that we offer to our own students. And then you will have a chance of joining us with some of the highest pass rates in the NEBOSH e-learning industry. Let's get back to the advice. Let's look at another bad example. Here it is. Look at that. Now, what's bad about that? Well, we can see that it's very short, can't we? Look, it's just very, very short. It's 56 words in total. There you can see 56 words. Whereas, what was the other one that we wrote here? If we just scroll up, what's the word count? And again, the word count doesn't matter. No examiner's counting your words to decide if they give you a mark or not. That's not how it works. But it's about the level of detail. This one was 360 words. 360. It's about 30 words per point made. And so this just doesn't really have a lot of effort. We've got some bullet points, okay, they're not numbered. But notice how there's not a lot being said. Breach of this, breach of that, breach of this. And then we've got this single paragraph, which is not linked to anything. And it's not going into a tremendous amount of detail. It's not linking these breaches to any detail at all. It's just listing the breaches. It's not commenting on the breaches. It's not explaining how these duties may have been breached. So that's not good. And let's look at this one. My last example of what a bad answer looks like. This one, like a lot's been written here. A lot of words have been written there. Let's just look at the word count. Some effort's gone into writing that. 360 words, the same as before. The exact same number of words as our good answer. But notice it's one big paragraph. It's an overwhelming paragraph. It's not broken up into any kind of structure. It's difficult to see where one point ends and one point begins. Like, first you're talking about this duty being breached, and then you're changing subject, and then you're going to talk about this other thing being breached. And you talk about this issue and that issue. So the examiner will mark this. Now, don't get me wrong, you're not going to lose marks just because it's in a paragraph. No, it's not how it works. The examiner will read all of this and will give you marks where deserved. And this could get full marks if this is making enough correct technical points and it's demonstrating understanding and it's linked to the scenario and all of the good exam technique which I'm going to teach you. The problem with this big paragraph technique is that for you when you're writing your answer, you might just start to just waffle and just start to list all kinds of problems, and you may end up going off track. This is just you essentially just vomiting a load of information. And when I read through the detail here, as I would have to as an examiner, when I read through the detail, what I see is that it doesn't really have much link to the Health and Safety at Work Act. It's not really answering this question. It's just giving me a long list of problems. There's a little bit of a mention there, fantastic, and there's a little bit of a mention here, but there aren't many mentions of HASWA. It's basically just listing a load of issues, and that is not answering the question. So I hope you found that useful. Just to recap, what does a good answer look like? A good answer, most of the time, just bear in mind, some questions may allow you to give shorter answers. Some questions don't require references to the scenario. Some questions may allow you to just give shorter answers, and that's okay. You're not required to give 2 lines on every single question. Use some common sense, read the question and answer that question. But let this set a standard for most NEBOSH questions. Most NEBOSH questions which are going to have something like this, where you have to discuss, you have to explain, you have to comment, you have to make some points, explain some points, using the scenario to back up what you were saying. That's the sort of thing that we're going to have to produce. There we go. Anyway, please go through the exam technique tutorials in depth and learn how to write something like that. And I'll get to see your work when you submit it in your mock exam questions, if you're a Compassa student. Anyway, leave that with you. If you've got any questions, please drop me a line in the comments below. Hey, sorry to interrupt the video. I hope you're finding this useful. If you want more information, we've got loads of free information on our YouTube channel. If you go into our channel playlists, you'll find a whole playlist called the 12 Steps to Smashing Your NG1, IG1, NEBOSH exam. And it'll go through the 12-step process that our students follow to get some of the highest pass rates in the NEBOSH e-learning industry. If you would like even more help, then you can head over to our website, compassa.co.uk, click on NEBOSH Exam Help, and you'll also find study books that you can download for both the national and international general certificates.